Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is January 2nd, 2025, and several La Liga clubs are now threatening to sue both La Liga and the Royal Spanish Football Federation if they allow the registration of Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and today we continue the coverage of this debacle, of this drama, which is the registrations of Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, because as you know by now, Barcelona have failed to register both players after attempting to get a precautionary measure from two different courts, which was rejected. Then Joan Laporta signed that VIP box deal where he sold VIP boxes at the Spotify Camp Nou for a period of 20 years in exchange of 100 million euros. Barcelona presented the documentation of that deal, and yet La Liga still decided to reject Barcelona's attempt deregistering both Dani Olmo and Pau Victor because they wanted more assurances that Barcelona was going to receive that money from that deal. Now, given Barcelona's unsuccessful attempts, or several unsuccessful attempts to register both Olmo and Pau Victor, today, the club's hierarchy, Joan Laporta, who's of course the president, Rafa Yuste, which is the vice president, Ferran Oliver, the treasurer, and Jean Soler, one of the board members, met today at the offices of Barcelona in order to discuss the registration of Olmo and Pau Victor and how can the club proceed forward with registering both players. Now, Barcelona, or the Barcelona board, after that meeting, now feel very confident that they will be able to register Olmo and Victor because they expect to receive the funds from the VIP box tomorrow, Friday, January the 3rd. And as soon as they receive that money, they will be able to present the guarantees to La Liga that they have received the money from this deal, and as such achieve the one-to-one rule and also be able to register both Pau Victor and Dani Olmo. Now, right now, La Liga and the Royal Spanish Football Federation consider the whole Pau Victor and Dani Olmo dilemma as closed. They believe that Barcelona did not do its job, that they didn't follow the rules, and as such, both players are deregistered, and that's the end of the case. However, Barcelona will try to use Article 130.2 from the Royal Spanish Football Federation's general regulations, which is the exceptional circumstance exception, which would allow Barcelona to argue that the registration should count because of exceptional circumstances. Now, let me explain this a little bit better to you. Now, Barcelona had until December 31st, midnight December 31st, to register both Dani Olmo and Pau Victor. Barcelona signed the VIP deal box, which would have allowed Barcelona to reach the one-to-one rule, register both players. However, after presenting all the documentation, La Liga said this is not enough. We need proof of payment. And since there is no proof of payment, we're not going to accept this deal. It's like it never happened. And as such, the registrations of both players expired. Now, if Barcelona were to try to register those players again, they wouldn't be able to. Why? Because you cannot register the same player twice in the same season. So if Barcelona aren't successful at registering Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, both players will be unable to play any single competition for the remainder of the season. So Barcelona are gonna try to argue that the registrations did not expire, that they presented everything on time, that Joan Laporta, traveled to Dubai, negotiated the deal, closed the deal, memorialized it in the contract was signed, the paperwork was all approved, was all presented to La Liga before midnight of December 31st, and as such, Barcelona did its job, did everything they were supposed to do to get to maintain the registrations of Dani Olmo and Pau Victor and not allow it to expire, and that La Liga had requested proof of payment, which did not arrive in time. However, this payment is out of the hands of Barcelona. This is not something that Barcelona could control. Everything that Barcelona could control, like negotiating a deal, closing it, signing the contract, presenting it to La Liga, everything that Barcelona could control, they did it, and they did it on time. However, the receipt of the payment, this is outside of Barcelona's hand because they're not the ones controlling the money. It's the investors who bought the VIP boxes. And as such, under the exceptional circumstances, which is Article 130.2 of the Royal Spanish Football Federation General Regulations, then Barcelona is excused, and therefore the registrations should be allowed to go through or to continue without, being considered expired and having to re-register the players. Now, what I think is going to happen, most likely this will end up going to court because La Liga is probably going to say, no, sorry, you were late. Barcelona's going to be like, no, I'm not late. I submitted the paperwork on time. It's probably going to have to go to court. It's probably going to have to be litigated. In the meantime, Barcelona will probably have to ask for a precautionary measure for whichever court they go to, saying, we have to litigate this, but while the case is being litigated, allow me to register Dani Olmo Pau Victor on the precautionary measure, and then when the case is over, you can decide whether they should be registered or not. But of course, by then, it will be a new season, new financial fair play, and Barcelona would have had registered them the regular way. I think that's what's going to happen because that would allow Barcelona to register the players, and at the same time, it would allow La Liga to kind of look the other way because then La Liga could say, I had nothing to do with this. I didn't approve it. I said no. I adhere to the rules. It was the court that decided to do that. That's what I think is going to happen. But of course, we're going to have to wait until tomorrow, which is when the money is supposed to hit Barcelona's account. Now, why would La Liga want to look the other way and pretend they're not the ones who approved this or had anything to do with the approval? Because it's not going to sit well with other clubs. And lo and behold, several La Liga clubs are already threatening to sue La Liga and the Royal Spanish Football Federation if they allowed the registrations of Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, pretty much alleging that this would be unfair, that La Liga is treating Barcelona in a special way, that they're allowing them to break and bend the rules. Meanwhile, all the other clubs have to abide by the same rules that are, again, being bent for Barcelona. So this is what these clubs are alleging, and they are ready to sue La Liga and the Royal Spanish Football Federation if they allow the registrations of both players. Now, this to me is absolutely astonishing that these clubs would go as far as this. Let's not forget, Dani Olmo's registration was blocked by Atletico Madrid, Athletic Club de Bilbao, and I'm blanking on the third club, but it was blocked by 3 clubs when Barcelona signed the Nike deal. They presented the paperwork to La Liga, and these clubs pressured Tebas to say no to the registrations of Olmo and Pau Victor under the Nike deal. And now more clubs have joined this cause and they want to sue. They're willing to sue if La Liga approves the registration of Olmo and Pau Victor. And I say this is to me outstanding astonishing, because let's be honest, La Liga has a lot of problems. First of all, the referee. The refereeing in La Liga has been mediocre, has been absolute crap for many, many years. And this doesn't just affect Barcelona. We like to complain about how it affects Barcelona, but it affects plenty of clubs. All the other clubs in La Liga are also affected, except Madrid, of course. And what makes this problem even more serious is that La Liga refuses to do anything about it. They refuse to try to fix the refereeing problem, to try to improve it. Instead, they dig their heels in the ground and say, nothing is wrong, stop complaining, right? Another problem with La Liga is the financial fair play, which is the strictest in Europe, in which every transfer market, it prevents many clubs from registering their players. Barcelona is not the only club that cannot register its players. All the clubs in La Liga have the same problem, except Real Madrid. But of course, because Barcelona is one of the biggest clubs in the world, it's always covered. But many clubs cannot register their players either. And again, this is due to the strict financial fair play that Tebas has implemented. And all the strictness of their financial fair play of La Liga is doing is pushing talent away from La Liga into other leagues like the Premier, like the Bundesliga, because many of these clubs cannot register these players, so they end up selling them. A lot of them, young talent from their academies, have to be sold because these clubs cannot register them. And these problems are affecting all the clubs in La Liga. And instead of these clubs coming together, going against La Liga, saying, hey, stop with this financial fair play nonsense. Hey, improve the refereeing. Hey, look, La Liga is getting devalued every single day. It's losing viewership. It's losing money. It's losing sponsorships. We have even fallen behind the Bundesliga now. Instead of coming together to do that, to improve La Liga for everyone, no. Let's team up and gang up on Barcelona. Crabs in a barrel mentality. It's absolutely pathetic and pretty shocking to me. Now, the crazy thing is that Dani Olmo, by the way, Not only will he not be able to play any competitions like La Liga, the Champions, Copa del Rey, or the Spanish Super Cup, if he's not registered with a club, he cannot play for the Spanish national team. And you know how important Dani Olmo is for the Spanish national team. So all these Patriot Spaniards, these clubs, they're okay with their most important player in the national team not playing as long as they stick it to Barcelona. Which, by the way, let's keep something clear. The reason why people from all around the world watch La Liga, it's not because Atletico Madrid, it's not because Athletic Club Bilbao, it's not because Getafe or Leganés, it's because of Barcelona and Madrid. If Barcelona cannot register players, if Barcelona starts to struggle as a club and only Real Madrid are the only healthy big club, guess what's going to happen to La Liga? It's going to become the Ligue 1. And if there's something you know about the Ligue 1, is that every season or every year, they struggle to sell their TV rights because no one wants to watch that crap. What's going to happen when La Liga, when there's only one big club, which is Real Madrid? No one's going to want to watch that crap either. And guess what? La Liga is desperate for stars, for big names, because ever since Messi and Ronaldo left, and ever since Javier Tebas implemented these strict financial fair play rules, all the stars are leaving to the Premier. So having a player like Dani Olmo leave, it's only going to hurt La Liga. And if La Liga is hurt, guess who's also going to hurt? These smaller clubs who need the viewership of La Liga, who need the sponsorship of La Liga, and who brings the viewership and the sponsorship? Barcelona and Real Madrid. So wake up, teams. Instead of trying to gang up on other clubs, how about you gang up on the person destroying La Liga, which is Javier Tebas? Think. Don't be crabs in a barrel, you absolutely pathetic clubs. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I will be uploading another video in a few, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.